Hello! If you're looking for the secret to losing weight fast without surgery, you found the right video. We'll be back with that in just a moment. Hey, thanks for joining us today. We're going to be talking about the fastest way to lose weight and the only way we know to lose all of it. It's discussed extensively in Dr. Alwin Lewis's book, Why Wait Around, and on his website, theslimmingstation.com. Thousands of people have followed this program and achieved extraordinary success, and now you can too. So what is the secret? It's called the 5-bite diet. Quite simply, by eating 5 spectacular bites of any food for lunch and 5 spectacular bites of any food for dinner, you can reset your hunger stat and achieve weight loss nirvana. You can get the same or better results as those who have undergone a gastric bypass or a lap band, but without the danger, side effects, or expense of surgery. The best part is that it doesn't matter what you eat, as long as you stick to 5 bites. You can eat a dripping chili cheeseburger, a 5-layer lasagna, or even a Snickers bar. Your body will get the fuel it needs from any food. Fuel comes from sugar, and sugar is in or is produced from everything we consume. You can lose 15 pounds per week or more by following this plan. Achieve dramatic success at a blistering pace, and then you are done with dieting. You will need to eat a lot more, sometimes a huge amount more, but you will have learned perfect weight control during this life-changing journey. From then on, you should wake up with extraordinary energy, look amazing, and feel healthier than you can ever remember. Thanks so much for watching our short video. If you're ready to lose weight quickly and consistently, please click the link in this video to visit theslimmingstation.com. The book is available for $24.95 and could be the best investment you ever make for your health. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.
That you would, does somebody have to be tremendously overweight to take advantage of the 5-bite diet? Or?
No, absolutely not. Now, granted, I started working a lot with people who are really, really overweight or obese, sometimes morbidly obese. And I had a special contract to work specifically with them in trying to help them avert the need for a surgical gastric bypass. And we were extraordinarily successful. So successful that this became a big part of my practice nowadays. But no, I encourage it of everybody. Once again, for somebody who's, let's say, 100 pounds overweight, that person is more likely, oftentimes, to achieve perfect health than someone who is just 10 pounds overweight. Because the person who is just 10 pounds overweight will say to themselves, well, I'm pretty good. I look good. I look around me, and compared to everybody else, I'm in really good shape, and they'll never have that incentive to push for the last 10 pounds. Whereas the person who's 100 pounds overweight recognizes the need to lose weight. They start doing my diet, and they realize, oh my gosh, this is so easy. And they get into it, and they do it, and they're 50 pounds, 60 pounds, 80 pounds down. Why stop down? This is easy. I'm just going to keep it going. And so they're more likely to actually cross that finish line. But it's not until you've lost the last 5 to 10 pounds where you truly derive the extraordinary benefits of this program. All of a sudden, it will hit you like a ton of bricks. Oh my gosh, now I know what Dr. Lewis is talking about. I feel amazing. And you just want to get out there and you want to, get onto the top floor of your building. You want to scream it from the rooftop. Everybody, you've got to do is you've got to go all the way. You've got to get that last bit of inflammatory tissue off the body. Indeed, fat, just like our thyroid gland, is an endocrine organ. It secretes hormones. In the case of fat, it's producing a lot of interleukins, interleukin 1, interleukin 16, F-alpha, things that promote inflammatory disease, metabolic disease, cancer, things like that. Our thyroid gland, which we all know of because it produces thyroid hormone and runs our body's metabolism, is the size of a walnut. So it's not surprising then that if you have more than the size of a walnut of fat in your body, you're deriving the ill effects of that extra tissue, right? So you want to try and get as much of that off as you're willing. But when you do, you can feel it. Just health exudes from every pore in your body. You feel healthy. You're light, you're quick, but you're sharp. You're thinking clearly. Everything just is falling into place, and you feel unbelievable. It's living that, what I call that extraordinary lifestyle. And I'm trying to help everybody live that exceptional, extraordinary life.
Do you practice what you preach? Have you used the 5-bite diet?
Absolutely. It's how it, in a sense, that's how it came about as well. Because as I started to work with more and more people who had the complications from the extra weight that we call metabolic disease, right? More and more metabolic disease. I'm, racking my brain trying to help patients find a way to get the extra weight off their body. I recognize that, even I myself, although I'm a healthy guy, I'm out there running and playing tennis, golfing, trying to stay active, even I would benefit from losing some extra weight. My blood pressure was creeping up into the borderline range. I'm like, you know what, this is crazy. Here I am, I'm really, really active, I'm really healthy, I'm eating a really healthy diet, yet, of all people, as a doctor, even my blood pressure is creeping up. And I put two and two together and realized, you know what, I need to lose this little extra rim of fat that I'm carrying around the center part of my body. So, indeed, I followed the diet maybe even better than what I recommend for a lot of people. I was really, really strict. And I was able to lose 70 pounds in about a month. Yeah, very, very, very fast, quick, dramatic weight loss. But believe it or not, I felt great doing it. And that's the key. Once I did this, I'm like, oh my God, everybody should do it this way. I mean, this is amazing. And if you just did it, if you just followed the 5x8 diet and you experienced the benefits of it the way that I have, you would be hooked forever. Granted, you can't stay on it forever, right? You can only stick with it until the weight's gone. But once the weight is off the body, you're done. Now you can eat more, but should you gain a little bit of weight in time, as we all tend to do, I mean, life's a cycle, right? We're gaining, losing. As weight tends to creep up on us unexpectedly, maybe over a series of holiday parties during the wintertime, fine, no big deal. You recognize that I put on a few pounds, go back to the 5x8 diet. So even I will use the 5x8 diet periodically from time to time to drop those few extra pounds that I gain. Although I have found that with time and as the years have gone by, I just don't gain the extra pounds like I used to. My sense of control has become really, really, really honed in and good. But starting off, you're going to have periods where you're going to gain a few extra pounds. Then you reach into your back pocket, you pull out the 5x8 diet, you use those tools again to get the extra weight off quickly, easily, comfortably, done, and then you're done, and then you're just back living this truly extraordinary, exceptional life. And when you realize, we're only on this planet one time, we've got one shot to make the most out of our lives on this planet, you think to yourself, what am I waiting for? Let's just do it, get this job done. And once you've perfected your health, then you can move on and perfect other areas in your life. But really, for me, number one on the list of priorities is your health. You've got to get your body in perfect, ideal health before you can focus on other areas of your life.
Commercials and ads for the weight loss industry on TV. It's big business. What would you tell people that are considering a diet, and what are some of the things that these weight loss companies that are making all this money on people's obesity, what are they not telling you?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, you're going to see a lot of commercial programs out there that are designed to try and help people lose weight. But remember, they're getting huge amounts of money. That's the whole purpose of what they're promoting out there, right? They're obtaining huge amounts of money, sucking huge amounts of money out of the population. And as a way of keeping the flow going, they're never helping a person adequately finish the job. They'll sort of tease people or keep them hanging on, reaching for that carrot that they can never grab, always paying into the program but never getting to the finish line. Look, this is really simple. Weight loss is easy. Just find a way to stick to eating a really small portion-controlled diet that does not limit your ability to eat whatever it is you're craving. Obviously, we want to keep that volume constant so that your hunger is adequately satisfied through to the finish line. And then we want to simply stick to the program and get it done. The problem with so many commercial programs out there is they never advocate getting it done. They don't want people to actually achieve ultimate weight loss because they would lose them as a client. And my goal is I don't care about the money. I mean, let's face it, what I do is extremely cheap. Often, people will save huge amounts of money every week that they're doing this. I mean, after all, if you're having a Snickers bar for lunch, a Snickers bar for dinner, I mean, come on, what is that? Maybe $7 a week or something like this. I mean, it's just nothing, right? You're going to lose a huge amount of weight, saving an extraordinary amount of money. There's no money in this, but that's not what I'm interested in. I'm just interested in helping you as the individual, whoever you might be out there, once again, achieve that extraordinary life. My idea is if we can all just get really thin and really healthy, just imagine the productivity of our country. Imagine the productivity, frankly, of anyone or everyone in the world if they were able to get this off their bucket list, if they were to achieve maximum health. And so they didn't have to worry and think so much about their own health, which can interfere then with other aspects. So the key of any sort of restrictive diet is to establish an exact volume that you're consuming. I mean, I guess you could do, say 15 bites for a meal. Granted, it's going to take longer, and I'm okay with that if you just have to have the 15 bites. But here's my point. If 5 bites fills you up, if you can set your hunger stat to 5 exact bites, and they completely do the trick and fill you up, why would you ever push for more bites? I mean, after all, how many meals are sitting there with more than 5 different flavors sitting on the plate? To have a bite of each one, yeah, I mean, eating is enjoyable and it'd be fun to just sit there and have, 10 more of each particular item of food on the plate. But for what purpose? I mean, if you think about it, the reason why we eat is for one of 2 things. 1, to fill up because we're hungry, and 2, to taste the variety of food sitting before us. But if you can achieve both of those things with just 5 bites of food, why push for anything more? Especially when your primary goal is to get to that finish line, to finish this journey, achieve a state of health that is second to none, that the rest of the world trying to figure out their entire lifetime, right? Here you can achieve your ideal weight in just a matter of weeks and be done with it and sit back here and watch the rest of the world struggle. Look, I'm trying to help every single person out there get to their ideal health state. So let me help you. I mean, this is what I do on the website, right? And we sit down and we talk about it. And in all honesty, the diet's very simple. It's 5 bites. It's twice a day. Drink plenty of water at your will. Black coffee I love because of the caffeine. A little bit of extra carbon in there for sure, but it's minimal. And the caffeine that you get in exchange for the carbon is a worthwhile trade-off for sure. Helps to keep some of the extra nibbling away. And obviously we're trying to avoid that completely. So the diet's very simple. Take a multivitamin, drink your water, drink your coffee, have 5 bites of anything you want for lunch, have 5 bites of anything you want for dinner. But still, and very as simple as that diet is, try and stick to it sometime the first time you've ever heard about it, on your own without any support. It is really, really hard. So I'm a coach, and that's what I am. I mean, granted, I have a medical degree and I have other degrees and whatnot, but what it really comes down to is I'm a coach, and I've done this myself, and I want to help you or whoever else is out there achieve the same result. And I know I can get you or somebody else there rather quickly, easily. It just takes a little bit of commitment on your part and being willing to buy into my recommendations. So that's what I do, because everybody's a little bit different. Each individual person out there has their own little idiosyncrasies or hang-ups, things that I have to work with. And we do on the website. Oh, absolutely. I mean, the unsafe thing is the fat itself. And what I want people to do is just be able to put things in perspective. Whenever you hear, gosh, is the 5-bite diet safe? Well, number one, look at, what do we in the medical field recommend for the least healthy members of our society? Those people who are morbidly obese, maybe they have multiple medical problems, high blood pressure, diabetes, maybe they're on their 3rd heart attack. Yet we'll take this very unhealthy group of people and actually encourage them to risk their lives on an operating table to cut their stomachs out, to force them to eat 3 bites per meal. So now you ask me, is eating 5 bites a meal safe? Yeah, it's safe. That's not the issue. The issue is how do you stick to it? So that's where I come in, and that's where the website comes in, that's where our group comes in. But despite the fact, a lot of people out there will say, oh gosh, I'm not getting enough of this or enough of this, enough of this. Granted, you're taking a multivitamin, and we're encouraging you to get an appropriate amount of protein, although that almost comes in automatically. So that's not so much an issue. What's an issue is understanding that the extra fat around the body is so much more unhealthy than anything out there that you're not getting in. So you're far healthier by doing nothing but focusing on getting rid of this first. And then when you get the job done, you've gotten all the extra inflammatory tissue out of the body, then sit back, relax, figure out a program that's going to enable you to get the adequate or the right amount of whatever nutrients and things that you feel are right for your body. if you're interested in losing weight, I mean, if you're truly interested, first of all, I want to work with people who are serious about wanting to lose weight. If you really want to lose weight, we'll get you there. That's going to happen. It's difficult for those people who say they want to, but they don't really mean it, or they're not. There's so many other things they would rather do than lose weight, like eat a lot of food. Okay, so that throws a wrench in the works, right? But if you really want to lose the weight, then work with me. Yes, read my book, because it really lays out everything. It clears your mind. It brings it back down to the basics. This is how and why we gain weight. This is the stoichiometry of the carbon atom, which is so critical in understanding weight and weight loss. We go through the whole thing in the book, which is really, it's a short, easy book. I think it personally is fun to read, and hopefully I think you or other people will find this also very motivating. So what I'll have people do is go through it and read it over and over and over again, just reinforcing these really important concepts that will keep their path clear all the way to the finish line. And then, if need be, I mean, come on, I'd be delighted to work with you, whoever you might be, and we're going to figure out the little things that we can tweak that will help you as the individual get to that finish line. But first and foremost, yeah, you've got to understand the basics. You've got to read my book.
And I think that's part of what your website, the Slimming Station, assists with. I mean, people can sign up, and they need that. That encouragement. And
the diet is very simple. The 5-bite diet, I mean, let's face it, it's just that simple, right? It's 5 bites. And the bites are unlimited, which is amazing because it automatically, for a lot of people, it just opens up the possibilities. Here they've been told, you can't have that, you can't have that, can't have that. So they'll eat, let's say, a large salad. They'll finish this really large salad and still, believe it or not, despite the fact that the salad is massive and putting a huge amount of carbon in the body, whether it's measured as a calorie or not is really irrelevant, right? It's an enormous amount of what ultimately becomes fat put in the body. Still, despite finishing this giant salad, they're a little bit unsatisfied because, frankly, they were craving some chili cheese fries. And they didn't have the chili cheese fries, so, they're just feeling a little bit less than complete. But no, with the 5-bite diet, you can have anything, which is fantastic. And I often encourage my patients, go out to, like, the Cheesecake Factory, order 5 different cheesecakes, and just take 1 bite off the end of each cheesecake. Have a complete meal, a complete dinner, leave the rest, but walk away feeling like you cheated, but at the same time you didn't, and you're still losing weight. I mean, it's awesome, right? So what this diet does is it gives people complete freedom to enjoy things that they wouldn't previously have considered taboo or forbidden, right? But all at the same time, feeling full, feeling adequately satisfied. And that's all about setting your hunger stat, defining it and setting it to an exact.
What do you say to people, on their way through their weight loss journey, or after completing, or what do they say to you?
When they're done?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, by and large, I mean, even after the first week of doing the diet, and that's what I tell people, more impacting than the 20 pounds or 15 pounds you might lose the first week of doing the diet is the experience of doing it. And they'll come back that first week and say, oh my gosh, I mean, my entire understanding of weight just changed in that 1 week. It's unbelievable. I feel so good. I feel so energized. I'm not the least bit hungry. I've been eating, bad food or good food. I mean, I don't care what they eat, right? But in some cases, I've been eating, candy. And here, look at me, I feel amazing, I look amazing, oh, this is the best diet ever. So it's sort of like that. And time and time again, we have these sorts of conversations where we sort of celebrate together, we get excited, we talk about the future and how great things are going to be. But there'll be times when, people will have little hiccups along the way, and they'll explain, well, there was a big series of parties and I just had to have a little bit, whatever. They put on a few pounds, and we talk about the need to just flip the switch and get back on the diet again, which they do. And next thing you know, in the next week I'll see him and things are really exciting again. And sure enough, when we cross that finish line, we shake our hands and give our hugs and little tear here and there. It's all done. And it's really, really exciting. And it's those people who are out there, word of mouth, spreading the word. And that's what's, fortunately bringing more patients to my.
We're talking about the 5-bite diet, and there's a lot of interest in it online. You know, it's a very popular diet. You see it, you know, all the search results for weight loss. How did that come to be?
When I started practicing here in Burbank, you know, I dealt with a lot of typical internal medicine problems: high blood pressure, diabetes, a lot of weight-related disease. And believe it or not, I think most people are unaware of this, but so many common diseases that we see and hear of today are related in some way to weight. And this, by the way, includes almost all known cancer. In fact, the only cancer that I'm aware of that has not been associated with weight is lung cancer. And the problem there is we've got a confounding variable, which is smoking. Smoking, of course, is deadly, but it also helps people lose weight. So it's hard to show the direct linear relationship between weight and lung cancer. But all other cancers that have been studied have shown that correlation. So weight and weight alone induces a huge array of metabolic diseases and organ damage. So my goal, you know, starting early on in practice was, gosh, you know, here we've got all these problems. I was just sort of a guy who wanted to get the problem solved, right? So you've got a problem, I want to take care of it. Well, understanding that so many of these problems stemmed from extra weight, my goal was to get the weight off, help people get the weight off as quickly as possible. And so I, you know, started doing a lot of different techniques. I tried to use different conventional and unconventional methods to try and help people lose weight, whatever would work. And it turns out that over the next few years and continuing to work with it, I settled in on my own diet, which is the 5-bite diet. It more or less mimics a gastric bypass. I do have history training, doing some surgical gastric bypasses. So I was aware of the principle of restrictive dieting as a way of helping somebody lose weight. And I thought, you know, why don't we take it out of the operating room and just bring it to the everyday person in a way that doesn't involve massive amounts of money and the complications and risks associated with surgery, bring it to the everyday person, but yet achieve the same quick, dramatic results. And then, when you're done, you're done. I mean, I wouldn't do it if I didn't absolutely believe every word I say.
Well,
I mean, you know, so, I mean, you know, I lost this weight. We talked about the 70 pounds or so that I lost 10 years, well, what is it now? 12 years ago? 13 years ago. And I mean, maybe I've gone up in my lifetime in the last 13 years, 5 pounds, maybe 6 pounds at most. But I mean, today I am absolutely at my ideal weight, maybe a pound under. I mean, I'm like right there. I mean, I might fluctuate up or down a pound, but I've got it really dialed in. And I just want to give that to every other single person out there, because once again, we're only on this planet one time. We want to make the most